What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Life with Jimmy Susberry, and today in this video I just want to kind of cover my life story. This is my very first video ever. I just wanted to kind of create this channel to see where it takes me. I've been inspired by a couple of other YouTubers. I'll go ahead and just kind of put their names out there. Life with Mariel. Let's just say YouTubing on a budget. Tall Guy Car Reviews. On Me and a Hellcat. Let's see, who else is there? Carmen and Corey. There is also a billion more out there that I also look at, but those are the ones that I really truly like, just kind of stay consistent at looking at their content. But for the most part, a little bit about me. I'm 29 years old. I lived in Houston, Texas my entire life with the exception of 2 years. And for those years we lived in Florida and Cape Coral area with my aunt. And I went to school down there as well too. But we all got homesick, and so we came back home to Houston, Texas. And so I've been here ever since. As far as schooling goes, I went to Smith Academy. And that's located on in the northwest side of Houston, so like Antoine and West Little York. And as far as middle school goes, I went to Dean Middle School, I went to Truett Middle School, I went to Cook Middle School, and then from there I went to high school. I went to Cy Ridge High School, and that's in the northwest side of town as well, on Eldridge. And so yeah, I graduated from there as well, and I went to Lone Star College for a year, and I got caught up in the working world, and I haven't finished since. But it's cool, I'm not tripping. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe that path wasn't for me, I don't know. But right now, as I am today, I'm currently working at Blue Wave Express Car Wash, and I am the manager of the Long Point location. Prior to that, my very first job was at Luby's, and that's on the northwest side of Houston as well, on 290 and Highway 6 or 1960. And I worked there when I turned 16, so that was my very first job. To be honest with you guys, I was not fortunate enough to, have things given to me. My mom, she only had enough just to make ends meet, and I had to fork up whatever it is that I needed or wanted, for the most part. So that required me getting a job and being responsible, and so I got a job at 16. Like I said, I worked at Luby's. I was there from 2016 to 2006, I'm sorry. 2006 to 2009 was when I worked at Luby's. And throughout my time there, I started as a dishwasher. I eventually moved my way to the wait staff, which was waiting tables, getting tips. I also eventually worked my way to food to go, which is basically working drive-through, making the food, putting it in containers and ringing it up, giving it to the customer, sending them on their way home or work, wherever they were headed. Aside from that, I also worked the line, and the line at Luby's is basically the employee that's putting the food on the customer's plate and handing it to them. So I did that as well. I also did cash register, which was basically ringing up the transactions from the customers that were in the line. And I also ended up, which was I believe my last position before I quit, was fry cook. So I did fry cook, and that also gave me some experience on cooking, at least fry cooking. But that was years ago, and yeah. So from Luby's, I went to Blue Wave Express Car Wash. They paid me $1.75 more than I was making at Luby's. I think I was making $6.25 at the time at Luby's, and Blue Wave offered me $8 an hour, so I went, of course, with the higher paying job, because for one, I've been there for 3 years and I only made $6.25. And so I felt like it was my time to go. So I converted over to the Blue Wave Express Car Wash, and you know, that was a very it's inspiring journey for me, because Blue Wave ultimately changed my life, you know, in so many ways. Like I said, I mean, I started out as a part-timer and I worked my way all the way up to manager. I was at Blue Wave for 6 years before I had the urge of, you know, wanting and needing more. So I left Blue Wave in 2015 to go work for another competitor, and it's kind of ironic because the individual of the competitor that I was converting over to was once my boss at Blue Wave Express. He hired me originally, and he left in 2011 for better opportunity. He felt like he was hitting a ceiling, and I eventually got to that point where I felt like I was hitting that same ceiling, and I needed more, and I wanted to feed my mind more and continue to grow as an individual. And that particular operation was a beast in its own, because Blue Wave is just strictly automated car wash. You load cars on the conveyor, send them on their way. Any maintenance issues, you put it on an extranet per se, and you know, technicians come out and they fix it for us. At the other car wash that I was interested in, they had zero maintenance individuals, so the manager on the location would be responsible for all of the maintenance, which is a really big step for me because I had zero experience, and so I knew going into that it was going to be a challenge, and I'm all up for challenges. So like I said, they had zero maintenance technicians, so the manager was required for all of that. They also offered detail, which again, Blue Wave had no detailing whatsoever. Like I said, it was self-service vacuums for the customers, and I had no experience in detailing, so that was another handicap of mine. And I also thought that it would be an even, you know, a bigger challenge for me. It was definitely going to be a huge challenge for me, and I needed to feed my mind more, and that was a great opportunity to go and do that. So I converted over, and I was there for 3 years, and the first year was a bit rough, but I got through it, and I definitely got to a point to where I was really confident on the maintenance side of it. I was even more confident on the detailing side of it, and you know, from there my confidence grew even more as the years went by. Just recently, you know, I left iShine Express Car Wash to come back to Blue Wave, and to be honest with you, my reason for leaving was, you know, I just felt like I was getting burnt out, and you know, I wasn't truly taking care of myself. And you know, the icing on the cake was, you know, I was in a relationship, and you know, I had no time for me, yet alone, you know, for someone else. And so, you know, I had to pick and choose my battles. And so I felt like converting over, you know, having a better quality of life would be more suitable for me at that particular time. And so I came back to Blue Wave, and as of right now, as of this day, I'm still here at Blue Wave Express Car Wash. And you know, I basically took everything that I learned from iShine Express Car Wash, and you know, used what I can from there over here to kind of help this organization, where I felt like it would improve what they currently have put in place. And so yeah, so that's kind of a little bit about my work experience. I've only had 3 jobs. I've been fortunate and blessed, you know, to have a job ever since 16, and I definitely I'm proud of myself, you know, pat myself on the back. I have made some mistakes in the past. I'm not the best disciplined individual when it comes to managing, you know, my finances, but you know, hey, I'm learning. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get things put in place to kind of help me become a better disciplined individual when it comes to financing and things like that, being able to manage my money in a better way. So those are some of the things that I'm working on to kind of help improve myself. Aside from that, this whole vlogging thing is a complete new thing to me. You know, I do kind of like the editing and, shooting video and things like that. I've done that at my former job, iShine, and so I kind of developed a skill from it. And so, you know, from that little bit of, you know, skill that I learned, you know, I was confident enough to be able to be here today and, you know, be able to try to put my best foot forward and start a YouTube channel. Granted, you know, I'm not trying to get rich off of this. I'm just trying to see where it will take me. But at the end of the day, I just mainly want to kind of put this together so that, you know, those people out there that don't know nothing about me, which I'm pretty sure there's billions of people out there that don't know nothing about me. And so I want to try to just, you know, put myself out there and let everyone know where I stand and, you know, where I eventually want to go. Like I said, I just want to try to put my best foot forward and, you know, do everything I possibly can and, you know, see what happens. And, you know, like I said, if I go in it with a positive attitude, you know, at the end of the day, most likely I'm going to reap the benefits in a positive way. So with that being said, I do thank you guys for listening. And, you know, if you guys have any comments for me, just, you know, list them down in the comments below. If I missed anything, you know, let me know. And, you know, maybe I'll make another video to answer those questions, or maybe I'll just, you know, reply to you in the comments. But again, thank you and have a great one.